Hey, this is Rahul and how's it going everyone? Over the last weekend, we took the 2017 KTM RC390 for a 300 kilometers long road test. We traveled from Kolkata to Kharagpur, and on our way we faced some traffic, beautiful highways and scenic beauty which made us stop for photographs. We also had one close call. This is a real-world road test, and on reaching Kharagpur, we could ride the RC390 on some great corners. If you want to discuss this motorcycle, I will be live on YouTube on 14th March at 8 PM. The 2017 KTM RC390 has a 373.2cc single-cylinder engine, which is same as the previous version. It also delivers that same 44 PS of power, and the torque figures are almost the same. The front suspension is a WP upside down 43mm, and the rear suspension is a monoshock, which is 10-step adjustable. Other features include projector headlamps with DRL units, a 2-channel ABS system, and the body shape is also the same as the previous design. The chassis on the 2017 version is also the steel trellis frame, which is what we are already familiar with. I'm starting this review with what has remained unchanged, because in the review itself I'll be only focusing on the changes, because I presume that you're already familiar with the previous version of the motorcycle. This video is recorded with live in-helmet audio while riding, so the quality may be a little off the mark. For now, sit back and relax as I take you through the riding experience and the 2017 KTM RC390 review. We're on the 2017 KTM RC390. It's showing actual fuel economy, which is a new feature which is supposed to be more accurate than the previous one. Right now it's showing 20, but now as I go up speed it's showing 25. It's probably gonna tell you which speed to maintain and which gear to maintain for a good fuel economy. We're taking over bumps. The new one does have a higher belly pan, but it's not gonna be like the old one used to scrape. We have tested the old one right here, I think, and it didn't scrape. Now if you had a pillion, that would be a different issue. 2.68 lakhs on road Kolkata. Delhi would be a little less, I guess. Over the previous RC, this is around 17,000 rupee extra. But the amount of features they've crammed in for those 17,000, it feels like as if the motorcycle's price has reduced. I was under the impression that Throttle by Wire is gonna bump up the price of a motorcycle by 30 to 40k, and here we have all these new changes. I have made a video about all the 16 changes of the 2017 RC390, so I request you to check that video out. One thing I do notice is the radiator fan is loud. It is way more loud this time, and I can constantly hear it, but I guess that's gonna keep the temperature a little low. Or if I'm right, on the heat meter I'm seeing it's running almost as hot as the previous bike. Vivek was telling me that this bike is actually running a bit more hot than the previous bike. I told him that it's a new bike, so that thing usually goes down as the motorcycle gets old. I guess most people are interested about the throttle response. Now I have to ride it back to back with the RC, and we've got someone joining us later with a 2015 or 2016 RC, so that should be a fun comparison. This is the first RC that I'm riding which has a slipper clutch. Remember, this is not a 2017 thing. It was there in 2016 version as well. We have covered about 50 kilometers on this motorcycle, and right off the block the feel is exactly like the old RC390. So if you've ridden the old one, it feels just the same. There are some key changes onto this bike which feel different, and the first one is going to be that big 320mm single disc up front, which is bigger than the previous one, and there's major key component changes inside as well, which makes this braking feel a lot better. It has got more bite onto the bike. Overall braking efficiency has also improved. Feedback was always there in the KTM RC390 and the Duke 390. If I am behind some truck or something, I can go very close to it and then I can brake down. See, it's good, it's pretty good. I have the confidence to brake late on this bike. Sport bike, so using front brake only, and that is something you should learn, that the rear brake is only about 10% or 20%. Most of the times I try avoiding it until and unless it's a panic braking and I need a lot of straightaway stopping power. The second thing that is the major change is the throttle by wire system. When you're taking it out of the corner and putting the throttle like this, what it's gonna give you is a very smooth delivery. See, I am not even using my other hand because I know that when I twist it, it's not gonna be that sort of response which I have on my Duke. I would be really scared of pinning the throttle like this with one hand moved from the handlebar on my Duke. I'm sure I can do it, but it won't be feeling that confident. Here, that's the main difference. A lot of people are saying they're comparing it with the multi-cylinder sort of power delivery, and I'd have to say it's right. It's somewhat like a Ninja 300. The power comes in much smoothly and it delivers in a smooth build of power. Now when you're talking about the previous RC, it also had a linear power delivery, but it was some sort of, the power came on so instantaneously that it had a initial jerk and then it was building smoothly. Right now the jerk's gone, so it's all smooth, so you can twist the throttle anywhere without having to worry about it. Honestly, it takes the thrill away from the riding a little bit, but if you're pushing it on the track, I think it's gonna be a lot better. Of motorcycles with fairing giving you better protection from the wind. Today is a very windy day, and honestly, it's my helmet is getting a lot of wind blast. If you talk about the rest of the body, yes, it is being protected by the visor, but on this body type at least, I think the helmet's gonna get wind blast, especially in the touring position. I'm not riding it in a sport riding aggressive position that I should be riding when I'm doing cornering and stuff, because see, I have to cover a distance of 150 kilometers on this bike right now, so it's going to be very difficult for me to maintain that all aggressive riding posture. But if I do get all aggressive on it, then I can notice that yes, even the helmet's wind blast is getting reduced. But most people who are worried about wind blast are the touring guys or the long highway ride guys, and there you won't be continuously hunched up on your tank like this. So if you want to improve on that, you can always install an aftermarket windshield, which is like a double bubble for the RC. It is going to be fitting into this bike as well. The paint scheme is absolutely gorgeous, by the way. As I've said in the previous video, it is now a glossy and UV resistant paint scheme. I've been riding a lot of bigger bikes recently, like the Ducati Panigale and the ZX-10R, and moving down from those bikes, I find that the riding posture is actually much better. As you might know, that the new bike has a side mounted exhaust, and this was mainly done for the Euro 4 pollution and sound norms. Rahul was specifically telling me that this is more to do with the sound norms. So does the bike sound any different? It definitely sounds a little bit more throatier, a bit more bassy if you want to hear that sort of thing. And the previous KTM had a very aggressive and the cylinder firing sound was very distinct. Now it's sounding a bit smoother. Is it any louder or less louder? I think it's a little less louder than the previous KTM, because as you move forward in emission norms and sound norms, motorcycles are getting quieter. If you don't like that, you can always install an aftermarket exhaust and fix that. The horn sounds a bit louder than the previous bike, my Duke at least. So, you know, we push our bikes as much as we can to make these reviews more authentic, because I don't feel that you can talk about a motorcycle unless and until you have ridden it as hard as you possibly can. We're running Metzeler Sportec M5s, but the tire ratings has changed from W to H. H basically means that it's gonna be a little less top speed rated. Does it really affect the performance of the motorcycle? Is while I'm pushing it into a corner, while I'm taking it up again, when the bike's moving back up, it's moving a little bit. which shouldn't happen considering these are brand new tires, about 130 kilometers on the odo. We have ABS, a dual channel Bosch ABS system, which is not changed. It was there right from the 2014 version, and I've tested this ABS on my Duke, which also gets it. It's a pretty reliable system. The ABS kicks in late only when you make mistakes. It is not intrusive into your riding style, and you can turn it off. There is a turn off button as well. So this hidden button, this is actually a button at the bottom of your console. It looks like just the console, but there's a button hidden underneath it, and if you press and hold it, the ABS will turn off. I've had some experience on this very road itself while I was going to Bhubaneswar on wet road with pillion. It was raining. I was maintaining on speeds around 100 kilometers per hour cruising, or sometimes a bit more. A goat jumped onto the way on a wet road with a pillion. ABS was the only thing between me and crashing, and the ABS delivered. It's a pretty hairy moment. Whoa, the brakes are really good. I think we're about to hit Kharagpur. Slow down, slow down. We're about 150 kilometers away from Kolkata in Kharagpur, and just look at our surroundings. I've been doing cornerings over here because right back there is the most beautiful corner that you can find. I know we don't have twisties around here, so this was our best bet. The freeway exits, and we've got some left to right transition corners. Feeling on the 2017 RC390 is really good. I wanted to test out the throttle by wire because it basically smoothens out the power delivery, and in the corners. The owner now riding the corner. Now I wanted to test out the throttle transitions because on and off transition is just so smooth on this bike. Specifically when you're moving it from a left corner to the right corner, you're probably reducing your throttle a little bit, but when you're coming back on the power, you can be more aggressive with it because you know the throttle by wire has your back and they won't be giving you that extreme jerk as you move out of the corner. In track, this feature is gonna come in really handy. And right now we've got the old 2016 KTM RC390 or maybe a 2015 one, but I'll ride that and tell you about if the power delivery is any different than the previous version. We're on the 2016 KTM RC390, which is a very familiar bike. Yeah, the new one, throttle response feels better. This one's more jerkier, you know, and engine braking on this one is more abrupt. On the new one, it's much smoother, so you can roll off the throttle a lot better. So that's the main difference. So on track, I think that's gonna be a huge game changer. This one is like then that the huge KTM engine braking, which was trademark sort of thing. You don't even sometimes need to use your brakes. That's gone in the new version. The engine braking is much less. The response feels better. Yes, after riding this one, I'm just instantly there is a difference. I was not expecting this much difference. On the Duke, you know, because of the front end is light, you feel somewhat more comfortable, and it's got that hooligan sort of power delivery, which makes it feel like a much more better throttle response. On the RC, it was sort of subdued, and that is why, because when you have this new RC, the difference is huge. When I'm transiting from a Duke, I didn't feel that much difference because the Duke has that front coming up. Of course, I felt
the smoothness, but I did not feel the immediate throttle response or the urgency in the throttle response. But when I was riding the RC 2017 and then I transited back to the 2015 or the 2016 last year's version, this is the last year's version, 2016. It's got a slipper clutch. So then immediately I can feel that there is a difference in engine braking, there's a difference in throttle response, and there is a difference in overall smoothness. And this smoothness doesn't mean vibration, it's just the smoothness of the power, how it's coming onto the bike. Vibration wise, both the bikes feel almost the same. And now I'm gonna punch the throttle and see what it's gonna be feeling like. Yeah, the difference is definitely there. This has got that whack, whereas the other one doesn't have that whack. It's much more calm. This one, when I'm doing the one-handed throttles, it is having a strong impact on my right wrist. Almost twisted it there. And another thing is that this one has the throttle has to be twisted much more. This is full throttle. On that bike, it's about this much, so it's easier to go full throttle on it. If this is a 60, then that would be a much less 40-degree angle. I'm not sure of the angles. I'll try to find out and put it on screen, but the difference in this throttle action is definitely a lot more compared to that bike. So this one you have to twist it much more to go full throttle. Throttle by wire is a game changer. I wasn't really sure on a 44 bhp motorcycle whether it will be very useful or not, but after riding one, yes, it is so much easier to push, so much better in the feeling. I mean, it is not an ad. I'm not being paid by KTM. This motorcycle is owned by my subscriber Abhishek, and the other motorcycle is owned by my other subscriber Vivek. So we are doing this test on our own. Entire thing is being paid in my own pockets, and our own pockets rather. You can expect an unbiased opinion when you're watching a review from Ride with Rahul. Definitely the throttle by wire is a huge thing. Now there are small changes, like I talked about the engine kill switch indicator, and now the lights are always on. The bad thing is that you cannot have both the lights turn on at the same time. It will be only one light at a time.
Whatever I experienced during riding, I wanted to consult my other two riders before making a final verdict, because I don't believe in complaining about a problem before confirming whether it's true or not. The first thing that threw me off on this motorcycle is the actual fuel economy feature, which is very difficult to understand because it's continuously fluctuating. I sometimes saw even 40 kilometers per liter, which is absolutely impossible for the Duke 390 or the RC390. So this feature, I don't know what use it will be of. The second thing is that on the new motorcycle, I was expecting the vibration problems to go away, which was there in the previous version. The KTM vibrations are not nerve-wracking, but they're still there, and even in the 2017 version, I don't see any changes, so that's a downside. My subscriber Vivek, who's also the owner of this motorcycle, said that the new glossy paint scheme is going to be more prone to scratches, and the previous matte version was a lot better. I think that is true, but still any motorcycle with glossy paint has the same disadvantage, so this is not a big issue. If I have to find some other nitpicks with the motorcycle, I would like to say that both the lights cannot be turned on. Most people will be disappointed with that, because a lot of people I know like that double headlight on look, and on the previous video a lot of people have been asking me, is there any way to turn both the lights on at the same time or not? I'm sorry to disappoint you, but there isn't. I have to talk to you about something that I felt, but I'm not really sure. When the tire ratings have gone down, I also think that these tires are taking up a little bit more time to heat up, and that is why during the cornering I didn't have the same feel as I had with the previous version of the motorcycle. Now this is something that we would have to do even more tests on it, but during riding I was feeling a tad bit less feedback from the tires from the previous version. So this is not something I'm telling you that I'm 100% sure of. During the cornering I definitely felt something, and I thought that I should mention it. That's it. There's not too many big things to nitpick about. I also felt that during the 300 kilometer long riding, the extra 12mm cushion that KTM is providing both on the rider and the pillion seat from the previous version is really helpful, because the seat is now way more comfortable, and somehow I don't know why, but I also felt that the riding posture was comfortable. Either they have played around with the suspension a little bit, or they have maybe done something to it, but the riding position somehow felt more comfortable to me. But then again, we didn't face bad roads, and when we face bad roads, that's when the RC starts to tax you out. I hope you enjoyed this review. I tried to give it all of my effort. We rode 300 kilometers constantly, and somehow we didn't stop even for food or anything. So all of this effort was just to give you a complete picture of the review. If you like this review, do give it a share, because we really need your support. If it's your first time on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, and on screen right now you can see 2 different videos from my channel which you might be interested in, so do check them out. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you very soon. Tomorrow we'll probably be covering the KTM Duke 390 video, so stay tuned for that. This is Rahul. Goodbye.
Course correction because of those guys. I don't want to take any chances.